Hello and assalamu alaikum, everyone. My AAA students, you have your exams for September 24th tomorrow. And I just want to, first of all, wish you the very best of luck for your exams tomorrow. And just want to reinforce on some of the important things which I have been communicating with you over the WhatsApp group. Now, firstly, uh, in my perspective, it's about intelligence tomorrow, which will help you pass, not just alone your exam preparation. I have seen so many students in previous exam settings who are well prepared, but it is an intelligent student tomorrow who will get through. Any student who first of all have that emotional stability, calmness, because that's very important when you look at the AAA paper, a real AAA paper for September 24 exams, which is very different from the ones you must have solved at home. We know there is a lot of repetition in AAA, but AAA being a strategic optional paper, expect the unexpected, be prepared for the surprise are the right taglines for the AAA paper. You might get something unusual, something you have not seen in past papers. We even saw a glimpse of that in the March June 24 exam setting as well. Uh, then in this case, what is important? It's your right decision making. It's about you take the right decisions when they matter the most. And any student who look at the broad picture, look at the opportunities, take the right decisions at what should I be doing first, where I should be grabbing my marks, because for every student, the first threshold is 50. So the earlier you reach that, the better. And then if there is something unusual, something out of context, you know the 1.95 minutes rule. So for example, if it is a 10 marks requirement, you and you don't know it, then with that rule of 1.95, you ideally have 20 minutes. Keep that on hold for the last 20 minutes of your exam and look into the remaining 90% paper, which I know it's more in line with the previous past papers, the questions I have worked around entering into the September 24 exams, and I'm capable of doing it. So a lot of time when you see something like 10 to 15 marks, which is a bit out of context, though when you read it, when you understand it, when you read the requirement, when you look at the specific exhibit, the information in the exhibit, you can make some of the answer very well. But because you're looking at it for the first time, you might get into a panic mode and you start feeling stressed out in the very first 15-20 minutes of your exam time, and that is disastrous. You need to keep yourself calm. You need to look at the broader picture. You need to look into the opportunities, because that's the way you will climb the ladder up towards the 50 barrier. So it's intelligence, right, which will be important tomorrow. Your calmness tomorrow, and your right decision makings tomorrow. So I've been reinforcing on that. This is a very important exam technique which you should all be sticking to, and be prepared for something unusual coming your way tomorrow, because that's the beauty of the strategic optional exams, including the AAA. Secondly, I've been emphasizing on the reading and planning time, on the overall time management, on the writing time. I'm not just putting more emphasis to that, but again, at the end of the day, every question has a stipulated time. So when that stipulated time is over, wherever you are, you need to stop and move on, because in that way you are grabbing more opportunities. If you when the time is up and you're not stopping, you're just going with completing that question, excelling that question, you're losing opportunities. So every question has a time. The 1.95 minutes per mark rule. The marks, you can multiply by that. You can get the total time for every question: 50, 25, 25 marks. And in how much time you need to fit in. For example, the question number one roughly have 98 minutes. So what best you can do in 98 minutes, do it. And where the 98th minute ends, stop, move on to the section B, because in that way, you're maximizing your prospects of passing. A lot of times, the student puts overtime on question number one. I don't know why they do it, and even they fail. So even if you're putting in extra time on the first question, and at the end of the day, when the results are out, you are a failed student, What have you done? You have invested your efforts, you have financially invested in September 24 exam settings, but if it's not paying you the result you were looking for, then that's something of a wrong approach you took. So be careful about that. Reading in planning time, to me, is crucial. I've been always very vocal that 1/4 time is on reading and planning, 3/4 time is on writing. So you multiply the marks with 1.95, you get the total time. Of that total time, 1/4 is reading and planning for every question, 3/4 is for writing every question. The reading and planning helps you understand the requirement, and you should double read the requirement. You should read the note numbers under the requirement. At times, the examiner put a note number under requirement ABC. Those note numbers are important. Try to look into the comma and in the requirement, because there could be multiple things being asked for in a requirement. Once you understand the requirement, now when you start reading into the exhibits, you can copy paste the relevant information from exhibits to fit into that requirement. And later in the writing time, because you have the copy paste in your word processor, that can really help you translate into a good answer. So please ensure the investment you are doing in the reading and planning time will significantly contribute to your success in the AAA paper. And a lot of time, the students don't do that. They just want to write. They are in a hurry. They just want to fill as much information they know around the topic, the knowledge, the dumping of generic information, definitions, just to impress the marker that they're filling up the word processor. That's of no use. More importantly, I recently emphasized on three very important attributes of success, not just in AAA, in any theoretical paper, but currently I'm discussing it about the AAA. One is the adaptation. Two is the depth. Three is the synchronization you do with the case study, the linkage you do with the case study. All three are important. Any student, first of all, who writes generic, who try to dump a lot of knowledge, who try to recall the rote learned knowledge around risk from the previous exam settings. Even if you find a listed company, and there was a listed company in the previous exam setting, for example, and he knows, he's seen the examiner answer, how he writes around listed company, he's tried to replicate that, not taking the perspective of a listed company in the scenario, in the September scenario. There could be something special about it. Try to adapt yourself. Alone rote learning, dumping knowledge, generic, putting definitions is bringing you nothing in AAA. It's about case. It's about you absorbing the case in your answer. It's about you linking the case as much in your answer, and the depth, the point you are developing. It should be well explained, particularly the business risk, particularly the audit risk and risk of material misstatement, or the implication for the audit report. Or a lot of time you get questions on comment on the matters, those matters, whether they are engagement acceptance matter or their accounting matters, they should be explained in depth. Now, to me, there is no right definition of a depth, but yes, a depth means 3 to 4 sentences. That's like a well-developed point. Procedures, actions, safeguards, that's like sentences that they're fine. But I'm talking about the more broad area of AAA, like methods, audit risk, risk of material misstatement, business risk, the materiality paragraph. Those are areas where you need to show that depth, because that will really impress the marker. So try to understand this depth, the sync of the case within your answer, the case linkage and adaptation. Look into the case, try to adapt according to the context, according to the information which has been given to you in the exam paper, to turn out your results in your favor, success. Again, data analytics, I've emphasized on that, could be important. Procedures, benefits, or any graphical information given to you in question number 1, where you need to analyze that graphical information and try to extract the risk out of the graphical information. It could be a pie chart, a bar chart. It could be anything graphically presented. We know these are recent trends in AAA and can come as a surprise to you even in September 24 exams, so be prepared for that. We know a lot of sustainability focus recently. I emphasized on that. Again, IAASA 5000 ED holds importance. Question around the typical questions you get around syllabus area F around like matters in accepting an engagement, or procedures or ethical and professional issues can't be ruled out from IAASA 5000 ED. Even there are specific sections in IAASA 5000 ED around greenwashing, around ethical and professional issues. Be sure of that. Ensure you've read through it, because that's really, really important at the end of the day. Quality management still is potential. There's potential in ISQM 1 and 2. A lot of knowledge can come in. You've seen in the mock exam the knowledge being asked for the ISQM 1. The same trend can continue to the September 24 exams as well. A lot of potential for knowledge, right? And a case study also around quality management is a reality, right? Uh, the new ways in which risk question is being set in, just like the March, June 24 exams, be sure of that, where the examining team just asks you if justify why each of the following is a significant risk, rather than giving you a typical question. Evaluate and prioritize the significant risk of material misstatement. Now, both questions are possible. Just be sound around that. Please ensure, a lot of emphasis has been given in the recent papers about practice management, engagement acceptance matters, accepting a new client. You need to be very good on that. Syllabus area F, other assignments, the typical requirements of syllabus area F, the other assignments, you need to be very, very well with that. So the purpose of this session or this short video was just to bring you, just to create the motivation you need for the exams tomorrow. You need to believe in yourself. You have done your efforts. You have put in your efforts with your challenges, with your constraints, and everyone is standing at a certain threshold of preparation for tomorrow. But it's more about the calmness of mind, the peace of mind, the way you look at the paper tomorrow, the way you take the right decisions, the way you grab on the opportunities, the way you exercise the right time management. Exam techniques, sensible exam techniques will take precedence over your exam preparation. So that's the message from me. And I wish you all the very, very best of luck for tomorrow. And I hope you all get success and the result comes out into your favor. Your tutor Kashif Kamran signing off.